Good morning, Copers. You know, a little known fact about Dr. Hook is they were actually 17 when they wrote and recorded that song. That's what the average 17-year-old used to look like in the 70s. Good morning. How are you guys doing? It is Tuesday, February 3rd. I didn't have to look at the calendar. Okay, I just was taking a breath. It's Tuesday. Yeah, it is Tuesday. We got the progress report tomorrow with guests Sarah Stock. Although she changed her last name, I'm still trying. I keep trying to remember her new. It's like Sarah Setke or something. And Kai Schwemmer is going to join us. Kai Clips, and that will be at 4:15 tomorrow. It's a little bit later because Kai has school. Kai has school till 4, so the show's going to start at 4:15. Okay, and also Crusaders is down again. It was down yesterday, and then it was up when I went to do my gaming stream last night. I was like, oh, cool, they fixed the site, and now it's down again, so it's too bad because yesterday's show was pretty good. If you missed yesterday's show, it was pretty good. We went over the Epstein stuff. I thought it was good anyway. Today we're just going to go over a little bit of drama for the most part and then call it a day. It's not going to be a super long show. That's okay. I got to get ready for tomorrow and what have you. Let's go. Let's get into it. Let us go. Oh, I had said yesterday that I put Jeffrey Epstein still being alive at 65. And then after the show yesterday, I was looking at these images of the body and stuff like that. And I don't want to look at it too much because it's not super stream friendly. But I'm rolling that way back. 65%. That's crazy. I'm gonna put it at like 15%. He's still alive. He's probably dead. I don't think he killed himself. He's probably dead and he was probably murdered. I think that's most likely. You know, you never know. You never know. But 65% he's still alive is crazy. That's too kooky. So I'm just rolling that back. Okay. Just so you know. Let's put that at 15%. Also, I went over this email from Elon Musk where he's like, girls for the win. And then people told me, oh, that's not real. And it's not real. Turns out the source of that is Josh Moon was the one who had the super viral tweet. I have Josh blocked because it's reciprocal because he blocked me. So I saw it on Howling Mutant's account who had reposted it. And I thought, oh, that's funny. That's kind of, Elon's he's saying one thing, but the email shows another. It turns out the email's fake. Turns out Elon Musk totally vindicated. Because actually, if you look at the real emails, Elon was pretty curt with Jeff Epstein when Jeff was like, hey man, we're having the party or whatever. And Elon's like, I got way more important shit to do than come waste my time with you. So Elon totally vindicated. But what's funny is, the reason Josh ostensibly blocked me is because I post fake stuff on my Twitter account. That's what he said. And just the other day, he was kvetching about these other guys. So you see this tweet here. Breaking, Twitter users continually retweet fake bullshit from AF Post and leading report despite never once ever having cited anything to prove what they're actually saying is true. No website, no public editors, no accountability whatsoever, but they're still trusted implicitly. And then he got community noted on his Epstein fake email. And then here's what he posted on Kiwi Farms. I reposted this on X because someone sent it to me and I believed someone on my own forum actually found this themselves and didn't just grab fake bullshit off poll. But I guess you dumb nigs literally just send me fake bullshit your stupid asses stole off poll now. Is this email actually in the Epstein documents? It's going viral and I'm going to have to post a correction if it's just fake. Bad news. And then I guess it was Pod Awful He whined and hollered so hard about never posting anything by Pod Awful, and yet he went and fell for one of Jesse's straightest ops. Jesse from Pod Awful says, I made Josh Moon share a fake Epstein file screenshot where Elon uses insane Reddit speak. Girls FT. This is so funny because nobody says FTW anymore. But the emails were old. So the fact that he like timed the slang, like he dated it correctly, was really kind of clever, to be honest. You know, shit happens, man. Who cares? Okay, it's fake, delete it, and go on with your life. See, this is the thing. Like, if me and Josh were still mutuals, I wouldn't unfollow him because he posted a fake Epstein email. I don't know what the big deal is. Yet you see something, you think it's real, you learn it's not, and you update. Whatever. The point is you get to the truth eventually, okay? Anyway. Turkey Tom has put out like a 45-minute video going over the allegations. It's only fair we give him his day in court, considering we covered the allegations here on the channel. Although we're not going to be watching.
The Orthodox are sent $3. You've proven to me for nearly a year I've been watching that you're more reliable than 99% of people on Twitter. I trust LP News, not the lying Jews.
That's so. That is right. That's the thing. I am the most trustworthy, most reliable source. I vet everything. I double dot my T's and cross my I's, which is why I covered the fake Elon email yesterday as if it were real. I'm glad it's not real, though. I'm glad Elon is not, a child rapist. I'm happy for him. I'm happy that's settled. I'm glad we got that all cleared up. Okay, we're not watching 45 minutes. We'll just watch like enough to this. I think in this like 3-minute clip, he addresses the part about filming these women without their consent.
Eating disorders, being into age play, along with a litany of other completely baseless, false accusations. The two women who are accusing me, Sacramento89, real name Rowan, and Left4 Dead, real name Katie, took to gossip forum Kiwi Farms to post the accusations, along with carefully cherry-picked screenshots to back up their claims. These claims aren't super difficult to debunk just because of the overwhelming amount of evidence I have on my side. So without further ado, let's start with Sacramento or Rowan. This is a girl.
But I want further ado. No. Is it just me or is his eyes kind of, it's like he's been crying or he has eyeliner on or something? Maybe just not sleeping that good.
I dated for about 7 months, from May of 2025 until January 10th of 2026. 4 days later, she made her first post. Here, she alleges that I am a real freak and like to, quote, record sexual encounters without asking for consent. This is...
Everybody's a sex worker till a stone cold freak pull up.
Is blatantly untrue. I have never recorded any sexual encounter without explicit consent. As a matter of fact, with Rowan, she was the one who initiated the idea of filming sex acts in the first place. On Tuesday, August 19th, after 3 months of knowing each other and being sexually active, Rowan texted me saying, "You should get those Meta glasses when you crack me." I responded by saying, "For what?" And she answers again, "Cracking time," alluding to me filming her with the glasses onboard camera. Now, at
cracking time.
the time, I did not feed into this. I did not show enthusiasm.
Is it his canthal tilt? Is that what it is? What about his, what's the other one? The other funny thing they say? I don't know.
I didn't even agree to get the...
I could never pose as a looks maxer because I can never remember the lingo.
Glasses. I just responded and said, "Good night, sweet dreams." So 1 whole week goes by without us talking about it whatsoever, and then on August 25th, Rowan texts me saying, "You should get those Meta things for real." So I respond by saying, "I think I'm going to avoid filming anything involving sex for a while," showing that I am clearly not the person interested in filming our sexual encounters. She is.
What is recent events, given recent events?
As you can see in the text, even when I said...
Oh, is that there was something about somebody, like some hacker got his dick pic or something like that. That was part of the allegations. So maybe that's what he was referring to. The allegations were that some hacker was blackmailing him with his own dick pic, and then he punched a hole in the wall.
Say I don't want to film us having sex, she pushes the issue. Now, to be clear, we did eventually take videos of ourselves being intimate, but I was given explicit consent every single time. And on a few occasions, she even took the phone out of my hand and was holding it while filming us. To be clear, there was never a tripod or a hidden camera. It was always handheld, and in every single video, she was clearly aware of the camera, making eye contact with the camera lens.
There you go, Your Honor. Gonna need to see the video though to confirm the eye contact, but once I've reviewed the video, I'm willing to acquit Turkey Tom of all charges. No, that's a trap, Tom. Don't do it. Don't put the video out. That's how they get you. Then it's revenge porn.
Also on September 8th, Rowan texts me, I do miss it though, in regards to our sexual
His dad borrowed the glasses and didn't erase the SD card. Is that real?
interactions. She follows it up by saying send the videos. Keep in mind, these are videos that she claims in present day were taken without her consent. She then goes on to say,
busted,
and I quote,
busted. She was asking for the videos.
Quote, I will watch them and keep them close to my heart, clearly indicating she...
Well, first of all, get it right. It's the progress report, or TPR. Okay, not to be confused with YCSP. But we've had him on twice, so yes, obviously, always welcome. But was on he was on the season 2 not too long ago, so I don't really want to ask him again soon. I don't like to ask guys like, you know, Sargon, bigger than me. I don't like to ask guys like that more than like once a year tops. And it's been less than, he was on about 10 months ago or something, whenever that was, with Count Dankula, by the way. So check that show out if you're interested. You know who I want to try to get for next week, who I've been thinking about? I've been trying to think of who I should get, and I want to get Mark Collette on the show, because he's been good for coming on the Murdoch streams, but he has not been on the progress report, and I like Mark Collette, so gonna look into getting in touch with him later this week. Jay Dyer has also done the show. We had him with Dave Green, and again, it's been less than a year, so
he has no problem whatsoever with them existing. I'm an extremely paranoid person when it comes to my personal life and my sex life and my dating life.
Well, maybe that should tell you something, man. I'm an extremely paranoid person when it comes to my personal life. That's like a sentence that I wouldn't say, because I just don't really do stuff that I have to worry about. You know, I know there's all this stuff you want to do. You want to get your rocks off. You want to bang hoes. Okay. You want to put more notches in your belt. But if you just if you just find yourself a godly woman and marry her, and you don't send people pictures of your dick on the, on the internet or whatever, or just any kind of electronically transmitted dick pics, then you just don't have to worry about that
Sargon
stuff.
is only 1 degree separation from Tim Pool. LPX Tim Pool incoming? Lol.
So real. You know, a lot of the people I've talked to are 1 degree from between me and Tim Pool. Oh, Dave's in the chat. There's the distributist. He wants to come on again. Cool. I'll be in touch. Don't call me. I'll call you. No, that's a joke. We love Dave.
As a public figure, I just like to keep my private life private. So I was very hesitant to send Rowan any sexual videos we had taken. However, I did send her one single still image from one of the videos where my face is obscured. I guess there was some lingering thought in the back of my mind that if her accounts were not locked down super well, and if she had been hacked, then the videos could have been made public. Now, there's an implication she makes a few different times that I'm basically blackmailing her with these videos.
Somebody asked,
Probably just Tallulah and me. What day will be the wildest party on your island? Elon, 2012 to Jeffrey Epstein. Really? Well, okay. Well, there you go. He's got a citation and everything, so it must be real.
If you had any intention of getting,
I mean see, the thing is, that's why it was so easy to fall for, because you know, Elon seems like a horn dog. You know what I mean? He's got, how many baby mamas does he have? Like 8 or something. That's what makes it so believable. What are we talking about here now with Josh Moon? Oh yeah. So Josh Moon brought on the accusers, the 2 girls, and it was apparently like another Sam Hyde type situation.
The Orthodox are sent $3. Would you ever have Elijah Schaffer on? He's been going through, and it seems no one is talking about how he has the FBI suing him. I've heard no one talk about it at all.
Yeah, so we had Elijah Schaffer on season 1, which was like ages ago at this point. I had him on the show. And I like, I've like messaged him a couple times about getting him on. Like I invited him to the Murdoch, and I think I've asked him about doing the progress report a second time, and he just doesn't like respond. But I can try again, but he usually like just doesn't respond.
Boomer Slayer sent $10 Old Sterling for TPR.
Yeah, I like Old Sterling. I think probably eventually I'll get him on the show. Yeah. Seems like an all right guy. Elijah, what is going on with Elijah? Are you guys just talking about the lawsuit, the defamation lawsuit? I don't really know what's going on with him. I see people like chattering on the internet like he's going insane or something, but I don't know what they're talking about. We did have Elijah on the TPR a long time ago. It was like episode 4 of the progress report or something like that. And it was just Elijah. It was before I started doing 2 guests per show. Yeah, Lauren Chen, she doesn't really do content now though. Like sometimes I like scroll through my following list to like be like, who should I invite? And I always see Lauren Chen and I'm like, oh, she'd be good. But I don't think she really makes content as far as I know. And she unfollowed me a long time ago. So don't hold your breath. Yeah, the Sally Titan show. That would unironically probably be like really good. Just not a draw. Anyway. Josh Moon brought these 2 bipolar women on his like podcast. I didn't watch this, okay, so I don't really know. But he what I've seen people say,
$3 bring on Tree of Logic. She got T's at the top, D at the bottom.
Dude, Tree used to be like my best friend, and then she blocked me because Mateo, I was trying to organize, I don't want to tell the whole story, but her and Bryson, I was trying to get her and Bryson to come debate, and then somebody like tweeted like, Tree won't do it, she's afraid. Okay. So I know he like got his car stolen or something. Like I know about that, but family missing sounds serious. So I don't know. I didn't see that. I'll take a look at it. I don't want to like look at it on the stream. I don't want to blow up. I don't know. Because if he deleted it, I'll look at it and decide if it's something I should be talking about or not. Anyway, somebody was like, Tree's afraid. And then Mateo, who watches the show, Buff Fake Cell, you know, this guy, he super chats usually super chats really bad music on Friday, but don't tell him I said that. I'm joking. It's like, what was that rapper he kept sending? Anyway, he liked the tweet, and Tree thought I liked the tweet, and she blocked me This was so long ago. It was back when likes were public or whatever. And I kept trying to tell her, like, it wasn't even me, but it was to no avail. So anyway, people were saying that the Turkey Tom accusers drama stream that Josh did was bad, that the women were like, that the women were like crazy. But also I saw people criticizing Josh because he didn't like press them at all. He was sort of credulous is what people were saying. Josh doesn't like guys who have girlfriends or get laid. So he always wants to like tear them down. This is me talking now. This is my impression of Josh Moon. Josh doesn't like if you are popular with women. So when women accuse guys of impropriety, inappropriate sexual conduct, Josh likes to go after those guys and like, promote the women, amplify their allegations. And yes, famously Sam Hyde, he did this too as well. He brought Sam Hyde's accuser on for an interview and she was like drugged out. She was like completely out of it, if memory serves. And people were saying the Turkey Tom thing was kind of a repeat of the Sam Hyde thing. And I guess Turkey Tom's going to play a clip from it now here.
Or with these videos.
Somebody asked if you had any intention of getting any sort of like law enforcement involved, but I feel like you answered this where you just want to try to compel him to delete whatever he has on you, and that's like the like the extent of your interest.
Yeah. And if he doesn't, I don't know. I'm kind of confused about what to do, but we'll see.
At no point anywhere did Rowan provide any proof of me threatening to release these videos of us having sex or threatening to send them anywhere. So she has no reason to believe that I would ever release them.
Okay. Turkey Tom, totally vindicated. Whores, blown the fuck out. Of course, the solution to these problems, and the same thing I said to Andrew Tate last time he was on the show years and years ago, was you got to stop messing with all these women. What do you think is going to happen? You're a famous guy with money and you're running through these crazy hoes. You don't think that's going to cause problems for you eventually? Now Andrew Tate has to cuck to the Jews and say he's sorry, all because some of these hoes said he raped them or whatever. So one day you're getting your dick wet, king of the world, life is great, you're sticking it in crazy, talking about this is so fun. I don't know what all those other guys, all those people who said don't stick your dick in crazy, I don't know what they're on. I'm having the time of my life. Yeah. Flash forward 2 years later, you're going to be apologizing to the Jews for listening to a song. Don't say I didn't warn you, Tom. It's time to repent. It's time to change your wicked ways, Tom. And I'm not talking about breaking the law. I just mean get a wife. It's time to grow up. It's time to grow up, find a godly woman, start a family. You know, something I don't get is Brandon Buckingham tweeted out some stuff about this because like him and Turkey Tom are roommates. What is that? What's that about? Yes, somebody is saying this in the chat. I saw that. I was like, what the fuck? Because Brandon is married, is he not? And they have a kid. So Brandon is married with a young child. Why is he roommates with Turkey Tom? And they're all rich. Well, like Brandon and Tom are both rich. So maybe there's like a good reason for it. Just it seems odd. Yeah, he said Tom saved his life, took him to the hospital. So I mean that's good. Does Brandon's wife not drive? I can relate. I can relate. Is it for medical issues, man? It's one of the downsides of godly women is they don't know how to drive. Am I right, guys? Tom probably boards, but Tom is rich. These guys are rich. I don't know. Maybe they just really like each other. You know, that's cool. Whatever. You guys just like living together. But like, I'm just confused about the situation. Like, does Brandon's whole family lives there? So yeah, maybe they own a house and Tom just like rents the apartment below or so. You know, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. And I'm not judging. But what's going on? What I need to know so I can judge. What's the deal with that? Okay. Moving on. Rare Hunter Avalon sightings. This popped up on my timeline. And let's just see what Hunter Avalon, he's in his car ranting. Let's see what he's up to.
Skippity yee haw, Biden. I'm not gonna listen to you. Don't tread on me, you boots. I'm not gonna do anything that you tell me to do. F the government. Well, actually, the boot that was treading on her, it was kind of justified, you know? How about this? You're a degenerate if you still support Donald Trump after his ICE agents just vicious.
This is why, you know, I try not to be like prideful and all that, but it's just like, why did God give this guy hair if he's not even gonna, you know what I mean? I would love to have a head of hair, and I would take care of my hair if I had it. I wouldn't be looking like a homeless person doing whatever this is.
Have you gotten strapped yet? We the Copers don't want you to be featured on Blacktivities.
Yes, I'm working on it. Yes! I plan to do that. Okay, I'm very busy. I'm just very busy. Yeah, he's not even using his hair correctly. Exactly. What's the point of that? How is that fair? How is that right?
Murdered an innocent woman, a soccer mom who was simply dropping her child off at
soccer mom. Yeah, also a lesbian. I'm not saying we should, you know, I'm not saying that's a reason. I'm just saying let's not pretend like this was, you know, the Brady Bunch over here.
School, not an activist.
Wait, dropping a kid off at school? That's
nothing. But still, Trump's degenerate apes running around, aka ICE,
that's
just
racist.
Shot an innocent woman.
Okay, so this guy literally just makes videos without even knowing what he's talking about. She was just dropping her kid off at school. Are you retarded? It took about 5 seconds after Renee Good was killed to know that she was not just dropping her kid off at school.
Leaving her son orphaned. If you still support this, if this is what the you voted for, then as far as I'm concerned, you can go to hell. Because you literally will. If you're a Christian, if you think Jesus loves you, and yet you support this bullshit, guess what? You're going to be the first one that God looks at and says, depart from me. I never knew you. You're a fake Christian. Whoa. You're a degenerate. And I honestly pray to God that I get to live long enough to see you supporters of this bullshit thrown into hell.
He looks like he's been sleeping in his car. I just can't get over how slovenly he looks. It's like I'm not even like listening to the words. I'm just looking at this guy thinking like, how hard would it be to have a little shave and a shower, you know? A little, I don't know, brush your hair, something. It's like a guy who's been sleeping in his car for 3 days is yelling at me about being a fake Christian, and I can't even listen to what he's saying. Andrew Schultz admits leftists were correct about Trump all along. What? Not my based post-left podcast, Jew. Say it ain't so.
The Orthodoxer sent $3 LP holding an AK with Go Hard AF.
I shot an AK when I went to that thing in San Antonio like 2 years ago.
But I will say that this was a breaking point for me in the way that the administration responded to it. Like, I didn't think what's happening right now with ICE could happen in America. I genuinely did not think that was possible. I thought our institution, I thought the Constitution would hold up. When I see it and then immediately defend it.
The atheist. Well, is he an atheist, or is he just a retarded shit lib Christian at this point? I don't really know what his deal is. Because I know he used to be Christian. Did he actually stop being Christian, or did he just turn into one of those gay Christians? I don't know.
I start to go, we gotta be very loud about this. Like, it all of a sudden becomes not like liberal catastrophic thinking. It starts to become very reasonable, nuanced criticism of the administration. They have just made the most far left critiques of the Trump administration. Their reaction to this has just justified all of them. In one moment, all of their responses from Trump to Kash Patel, they have justified every single and I know people will probably look at this and be like, they've done a million other things to justify them. Sure, and that's fair. But this specific situation.
This guy's always been gay, yeah. Oh, he's with the gay black guy too. Who's a Charlemagne? What's he called? What's he called? What's he called? Charlemagne the Eggs Benedict, something, whatever, Charlemagne the Clown, something like that. You know, the thing about Schultz too is he wants to be in movies. He wants to be in like Hollywood movies. So of course he's going to pander. Like, if you want to be in that scene, you have to say this stuff. The Jews make you say it. What you see, all these Grammy artists, which we haven't covered, and we're probably not going to, because I downloaded all the clips for YCSP and then deleted the bookmarks. But you know, maybe we'll cover it on the progress report next week or whatever. These people at the Grammys, they all get up there and do their like fuck ICE, you know, fuck ICE. It's like there's gotta be like some Jewish manager behind the scene who's like, hey, we really need you to say this. We really, you know, at this pivotal moment in time, this is like, you gotta do this. This is why do you know? All these people need to shut up, man. Oh, it's all of a sudden the far left critique is totally normal because we want to be able to like literally harass and assault police officers without violence resulting. Why would you think that would? I mean, it's just so stupid, man. It's really idiotic.
I think is a breaking point, and it has justified all those criticisms. I think people's antennas are way up, and people's antennas that were not up initially.
This is like seeing the Epstein files. Because it's like,
wouldn't it be nice if we got those?
It's like, damn, y'all really been lying to us. Like, damn, like you really lying to us. Let me ask you a question.
So this must have been before the Epstein files were released, I assume. At least more of them were released. It's, you know, it's, you hang out with people like this and this is what happens. What is that saying? Not birds of a feather, but you know, the people you hang out with, you turn into them. You're hanging out with like a gay black guy, immediately start talking like a fag. Many such cases. Okay, Jake Shields and Nick Fuentes. I woke up this morning, checked my phone, and big blow up apparently. Oh, Tone Deaf. That's the guy. That's the rapper Mateo says. He heard me. He heard me talking shit about him. The Goyim, no. Shut it down, the goyim, no. You are who you surround yourself with. Yeah, something like that. Is that what they say? I think that's right. So these tweets from Jake went out at 3 a.m. my time. I don't know what time zone Jake is in, but he's in Eastern. It's not so bad because then it's like 6:30 a.m. It's like, okay, that's a reasonable time to be awake. It's not really a reasonable time to be crashing out. Anyway. Jake says, I famously challenged the 10 toughest trans men to a fight one after the other, and they declined. Now I issue the same challenge to the Groypers. I'll pay them $100,000 of my own money if they win. If I win, they admit they worship a homosexual. Are you pussy ready to die for Nick? The spell. Jake's never beating the CTE allegations or whatever. What is it? What do they call that? The concussion things? Homosexual, and then are you pussy ready to die? So I see this. I'm like, oh God, here we go. None of them will do it. Ryan Dawson. Big scary tough guy. We're all shaking in our e-booties. You're embarrassed by how fucking dumb you are, and now you're chimping out like an actual retard. Do you accept the fight? So this falling out, I guess, is because Nick is selling these Epstein shirts, and he's kind of like joking, and they're all the Groypers are tweeting out jokes about Epstein has aura or something. I think that's what happened. I think some Groyper posted a picture of Epstein and was like, I'm tired of pretending like this guy didn't have aura. And Jake was like, what the fuck are you doing? What are we doing, guys? And then they all started piling on him. And this is a thing that happens with the Groypers on Twitter is once they start piling on you, it's really hard to not hate them because you know, because they're just so antagonistic. They just call you all these names and everything, and you're just like, fuck these people. Basically, this is like a pattern I've seen over and over and over. So Jake he triggered the Groypers. They went after him, and now he's doing this like fight me IRL thing. Fight me IRL. Jake says Nick is basically a Jew. He's had a falling out with 109 friends, and he's always the victim. Alex Jones says, no, you are a congenital backstabbing expert with progressive brain damage. Man, big W for Nick getting the Alex Jones ratio on there. There is no going back after. Yeah, you can call a guy gay, short, whatever, but call him a Jew. Someone's got to die at that point. That's to the death now. That's on site. What do the kids say? Nick is basically a Jew. Okay, and so here, this was on Nick's show last night, which I didn't watch, but I guess this is what triggered Nick's. So this is my rough understanding. I haven't been paying super close attention to it. Nick's doing the Epstein stuff. Jake shed on some guy on Twitter. All the Groypers go after Jake. And now Nick is like talking shit. That's basically what I believe happened. So that's some serious shit. Yeah. Calling a guy Jew. Yeah. Now look, as Nick has been doing his whole Epstein thing, I've stayed out of it. You may have noticed. I have like not spoken on this. Partly, I just don't want my show to be hanging off of Nick's every word and like getting involved in every controversy. You know what I mean? May as well just watch Nick at that point instead of watching me if that's all I'm going to do. So I try not to like talk about Nick every day, even though there's always something going on. I think Soul Divider tried to like ask me about it, you know, because he always wants to get me to like disavow Nick or critique Nick or whatever. And then on Saturday, Revelator called in, who is like Nick's like strongest defender on the Daily Cope call-in show, and was like called in to like, I guess, preemptively just defend the whole thing. And then he asked me like, what do you think about it, LP? What do you think about Nick like selling the Epstein shirt and saying Epstein was cool and making these jokes and whatever? And I said, I would like prefer if he didn't. Okay. I get it. It's like, it. So there's like an intellectual aspect of like, is it really pedophilia if they're only 16 or whatever, you know? And I've gone down that road. Like when I was covering the Sneeko Moist Critical debate, or years and years ago when I was talking about Milo's big drama way, way back in the day. You get into these sort of intellectual autistic spaces where you're like, well, let's put morality aside and let's really
The
think about
Orthodoxer
it.
sent $3, I remember, when I was in NormieCon in 2019, and a Groiper called me a liberal queer because I didn't want a T&D and that I should KMS. I was pretty startled by it, LMAO. Groipers are vicious as hard, LOL.
Yeah. Right. So there's like an intellectual autistic aspect of it. I just mean autistic in the sense that it's like amoral, basically. And then no offense to the autists, by the way. And then it's like edgelord humor, it's provocative, it's like, haha, I'm gonna like you're mad that I said Epstein is cool, I'm gonna double down by selling a shirt and all. So I didn't really care. But I said to Revelator, like, I don't think he should do it. And this is why. This fallout is why. What is the, it's an IQ filter. You don't understand it. Yeah. How about we IQ test each other? Hey, Greek Zoomer, got one of these? Hey, you little Groiper nig, got one of these, buddy? It's an IQ filter. You wouldn't get it. That's such a that's not an argument. That's such a meaningless thing to say. That doesn't mean anything. It's an IQ filter. Calling Epstein cool is an IQ filter. Only the really intelligent people get it. God, you people are so fucking annoying. This is what I'm talking about. You're so fucking annoying. It's an IQ filter. You got IQ filtered. Shut the fuck up, retard. I would destroy you in an IQ test. Anyway. The reason...
Anonymous sent $3. Wow, not a surprising take coming from a bald wife guy.
Yeah, thank you for the $3. I'm going to donate that to the Epstein victims. How would you like that? No, I don't know. The reason I said I would prefer he doesn't do this is because you get this fallout and it's like, what's the point? So all these people who don't like you, you're just giving them more shit to complain about. It's not even that funny, to be honest. I don't think it's like hilarious. And what is the upside? What is the ROI on all of this? Okay, so now you and Jake Shields don't like each other anymore and you're beefing. What is the upside? Nick doesn't need the money from selling the shirts. He has a million ways he can get money. It is kind of a nice shirt.
Try too hard to have a unique take sometimes.
I don't think that's even real. The funny thing is it's not even a unique take. I've said this already, but BAP was saying this like 2 years ago, and people who are like BAP adjacent, like Amy Therese, were saying this, and they were saying it's not pedophilia, guys. The girls were all like mostly 16 and 17. And when they start, everybody was like, what the fuck are you doing? And this is what I'm talking about. Well, you can think it's funny. That's fine. I don't think it's that funny. It's a little funny. It's a little funny. It's just not like, it's not so funny that it's worth all these other problems is what I'm saying. You know, like the thing, like normal people do not want to have an intellectual conversation about whether or not it's technically pedophilia to stat rape a 14-year-old. You know, normal people are like, okay, so here in the indictment, Jeffrey Epstein had sex with a 14-year-old girl in his New York mansion. That's what it says in the indictment, like that he was convicted for, by the way. And so normal people are like, okay, wood chipper. Let's get the wood chipper. Let's roll it out. Let's put Jeffrey Epstein in feet first. They don't want to hear, technically it's a phebophilia. Stop calling him a pedophile. It's a phebophilia. You know what I mean? But again, I've done this myself. Okay. So I wasn't like shitting on Nick or I even like talking about it at all because I like, it's like, whatever. If you want to have that kind of autistic debate, whatever. But it's not worth it is all I'm saying. It's not worth it because you just cause more problems for yourself. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, let's hear what Nick says about Jake here.
And Jake, I mean, this guy, how many times are we going to have this public blow up? And every time he apologizes, hey, man, I'm sorry. Hey, man, I shouldn't have said that. Hey, I should have talked to you first. Hey, I didn't see this. You know, but people have this resentment towards me. They don't want to fight me. You know, and then they just accidentally let it slip that they got this big fucking problem with me. I love that. So, whatever, bro. I'm just over it. I'm just so over that. You know, guy that literally worships Hitler. All of them. Worship Hitler. Hitler's the man. I love Hitler. LOL, the Holocaust. Dude, Hitler was a racial supremacist. They really think that Hitler wanted to create like a wholesome Chungus Democrat socialist country.
Based?
If Hitler had it his way, they would have killed and enslaved millions of people. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know, they go, Hitler wanted, in their mind, Hitler's like Superman. Like he was an alien that came here to fight for truth, justice, and the American way. He came here to free the Slavs from communism, and he just wanted to destroy pornography. And it's like, no, like he wanted to enslave half of Europe. He wanted to colonize Eastern Europe. He wanted an empire based on racial hierarchy. Hello? He wanted to implement a racial caste system.
Based.
Jake, your kids aren't even white. In Hitler's Germany, your kids would be...
Nick, I already like Hitler. Why? Like, you don't have to sell me on him.
$5 you can disagree with Nick, but saying Nick defends the end torture of children is more egregious than Nick's Epstein take emo.
Is that what Jake said? I obviously, so, and you, look, you can go listen to my conversation with...
Soul Divider sent $3. Most humans have an instinctual desire to hate pedophiles and even some act on their intuitions. Is that high IQ enough for grow-ipers?
Yeah, it's a really tough sell. It's a really tough sell. Even like people don't want to hear about 40-year-old Jews fucking 16-year-old white girls, right? You know, and under 16 is like totally undefensible, but okay, 16, it's a little bit of a gray area. Maybe we're not breaking the law in certain states or countries or whatever, but it's like most people don't want to hear about a 40-year-old guy banging a 16-year-old, you know? Anyway, you can go listen to my conversation. You know, I said, I know Nick doesn't support sex. Like, I get what he's doing. I'm not saying he supports that stuff. I'm not stupid. I just don't think it's like worth whatever provoking people, making the jokes and all of that. If you can't understand the concept of filtering out the low IQ anti-Semites that will fall for this Epstein edgelording, then throw that Mensa card to the trash. Wow, sounds like something a guy without a Mensa card would say. You don't understand, LP. If we don't, everybody who doesn't think it's hilarious to say Epstein is cool goes in the fucking, is too stupid to be part of the movement. If you don't think saying Epstein is cool is hilarious, you just wouldn't get it. You're too stupid. Okay, thank you. Please, whoever that guy is on Twitter, please stop talking to me, because every time you talk, it's so fucking stupid. I have to like spend 3 minutes marveling at the stupidity. So please we're trying to do the show here, okay? We're trying to do a show. Please be gone. Nick, first of all, old Civnat Nick is rearing his ugly head here. Old Civnat Nick rearing his ugly head. Jake, your biracial children would be second-class citizens in Nazi Germany. Based? Hello, based? Yeah, not everybody's a Civnat. Not everybody wants to live in a multicultural civic nationalist society. Some people actually do think race matters. Beyond like we want to talk shit about black people on the internet or whatever.
I don't get it. What is the problem? 14 is all that matters.
I'm not even sure what you mean by that. Are you saying people who bang 14-year-olds go in the wood chipper, or are you saying it's okay once I don't even know what that's supposed. I'm going to assume that it's the wood chipper, but anyway. Oh, the 14 words. Yes, exactly. That's, this is my problem is I'm at a point where I can only talk to like super far right people because they're the only ones I can really agree with about stuff at this point. So anyway, okay, so Hitler's actually really evil. He's really bad. He wants to oppress people. He's a tyrant. He wants to oppress people, blah, blah, blah. So the whole point I thought of joking about Hitler and being ironically detached, as Nick would say, is to take the edge off of this whole like, are you crazy? Hitler wanted to murder millions of people. Like, I thought that's why because we don't want to do this sort of hysterical thing of like, the reason you can't have a country, white man, is because Hitler wanted to murder millions of people. And it's like, that's so annoying and stupid. We just joke about Hitler and we say we love Hitler, he's cool, he's awesome, whatever. I thought that was it. And that makes sense, actually. Like, it makes sense to meme Hitler for that reason. Because we don't want to hear people kvetching at us about Hitler wanting to murder millions of people. What I don't understand is how joking about Epstein is high IQ. I'm just too low IQ, I guess. I guess I'm just too low IQ because when it comes to Epstein, we want to treat it seriously because it's an Israeli blackmail operation and it's completely immoral. And so the whole point is like, Jews are blackmailing our politicians. They're engaged in immoral sexual behavior. Feels like we should take that seriously. I understand the greatest crime you can do on the internet is like clutch your pearls about jokes. And I'm not clutching my pearls or anything. Like I said, I don't care. I didn't talk about it. I ignored it. The whole time this has been going on, I ignored it. But now that it's coming to a head and there's more infighting and what have you, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, well, what is even the point? What do we accomplish? I guess I'm too low IQ. It's to destroy the hysteria about age of consent, Well, age of consent really is only like worth talking about when you're talking about marriage.
Uncle H is disappointing off. 88 and 83. He literally was one of the greatest of all time. God bless him. Oh.
Yeah, I like Hitler. I'll say it. I do like Hitler. Nigga, Heil Hitler. Age of consent. It's one thing to talk about it when you're talking about marriage. When you're talking about casual sex and when you're talking about grown men having sex with underage teens, it's not wholesome chungus. What are we doing?
As Moo PDF and Epstein has Aura are both 2024 coded, woman coded, and bandwagoner coded. The right needs to move on and speak truth to power. There was no blackmail operation, but Epstein for sure worked for CIA/Mossad and was Seuss.
I mean, there really is no proof of a blackmail operation. But again, you can't expect everything to just be sent in an email server on Gmail or whatever. Anyway, so just to summarize my thoughts here, like a stigma around adults having casual sex with underage teens maybe isn't the worst thing. You know, like we need to joke about Epstein so that it becomes cool to have casual sex with teens. Do we though, Revelator? Do we need to remove the stigma around age of consent? Is that what the focus should be? Anyway.
Buffinsel sent $3. I love Nick but agree with you on the Epstein stuff, my ninja. Hope him and Jake can hug it out. First Class Clips posted the whole 14 minutes segment where Nick little by little went from trying to be nice to getting mad at Jake.
Oh, did that start before this part? Or what? Are we at the already mad part or what? I don't know. This right here is a 10-minute clip. I want to watch more of it here.
Second-class citizens.
These fucking... Holy, missing the point, typical. This guy never says anything with any... He says IQ filter. He says you're missing the point. And he says... what was the other one? Oh, yeah. He says we're going to... It was the same thing. We're going to root out the low IQ anti-Semites by memeing Epstein. Why? But why? Greek Zoomer. But why? What is the... You want to call in, Greek Zoomer? Greek Zoomer, I'll give you a StreamYard link right now, and you can call in and explain the point to me, because I'm obviously too fucking stupid to get it. Post a yes. Post a yes in the chat if you want to explain it to us. I think 16 is probably as low as it needs to be for marriage. You know, you can argue that there's potentially... that it could potentially be okay to go, but I don't think it needs to. I don't think we need to go lower than 16. Because I'm too low IQ to get the point. So maybe Greek Zoomer. Maybe Greek Zoomer. I don't know. I think Jake's gonna have a hard time finding 10 groypers to fight him. It's really easy. It's really easy lobbing your little jabs from the live chat.
And you want to talk...
So you want to have no relationship with the truth. Amplify lies about Epstein, but dismiss truth about Hitler as long as it benefits us. This is the point. The truth matters. Well, no, I didn't say that. I don't know about Hitler's plan. I'll be really real with you. I don't know about Hitler's plans to conquer Eastern Europe. I read Mein Kampf twice, but it was so long ago and I smoked so much weed that I don't recall. Maybe that wasn't even in Mein Kampf. I don't know where exactly he got that from. I don't know that much about like Hitler's ultimate goals. I just feel like the world would be a better place if he accomplished them though. Is that like Truth is, okay, he wanted to kill billions of people and enslave, maybe, but was he wrong? That's really what I'm trying to understand. Jake Shields, multiracial kids would be second-class citizens in Nazi Germany, but is it wrong? Well, like, what is the bad part? Was he wrong? Would the world be worse if Hitler won? Put a 1 in the chat if you're glad Hitler lost. Hey, Groypers, put a 1 in the chat if you're super glad Uncle Sam took that filthy German down, that filthy kraut. What are we doing even at this point? It's so schizo. 1 week it's nigga Heil Hitler. The next week it's like, okay, but he was evil. Like he was actually evil. Like we all, nobody actually seriously likes this guy, right? I don't know. No. Go watch Christianity in the Third Reich. It's hosted on the Hypocrite. We're not falling for that. I disagree with Nick on that. Nick said Hitler wasn't Christian. I disagree. No, he didn't say, he didn't use the term evil.
I'm glad you're seeing the light on the groyters. I hate them so much.
God reveals evil men by taking their hair. Can you not understand that we don't want normies focusing on the dumb girls who took money? I don't. Yeah, I mean, is that even a thing? Like, if the rape isn't a scandal, then what? Nobody cares, and there's no blackmail. Like it's just again, I'm too low IQ. But it's like the argument you're making is banging all these 16-year-olds isn't a scandal. But the blackmail is a scandal. And it's, well, how is it blackmail if there's nothing wrong with banging 16-years? Why would you even be blackmailable?
Nick is commentating on the age of consent. He is arguing against people who think Epstein's worst crime is he was a pedo instead of a Jewish operative. It seems like he is just calling his audience of cutards.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Something people don't point out enough is Nick hates his audience almost as much as the rest of the right. Have you seen him respond to super chats?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, look, I hate my audience too. We all hate the audience. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with hating your audience. I understand. I do understand the kooky part. They're satanic, eating babies and this and that. I understand that that's sort of like not where you want to direct your energy. But I'm getting mixed signals from the Groypers because some of them are saying we don't want to focus on all this kooky, crazy, over the top shit. Like some guy got his feet cut off with scimitars and there was no wound.
Did you ever upload that stream thing from when Handsome Truth had you on with Corey Mahler?
No, it was like 4 hours long, and where am I going to post it on YouTube? It's well, I mean, so the part I was live and I streamed it on my Rumble and Odyssey, so that part is there. There was kind of like I think I dropped at one point. It got kind of messed up, but you can watch some of it on my Odyssey or Rumble, but the full tweet is still out somewhere too with the space, as far as I know. I still plan to make a video on that. I'm just trying to get ahead on my work far enough to do that. Yeah, Greek Zoomer has been awfully quiet since I got invited him to. It's so funny. It's so easy. It's so easy to call people low IQ and say, you don't get it. And then I'm like, okay, can you come explain it to me, please? And it's just crickets.
Area Luber Mensch sent $5 high LP. Fellow Mensa here. Aside from the 14 faux pas, your IQ showcase is doing fine today. Don't get too hyped up. Let's all be friends.
Bro, that was a very, I think, fair confusion on my part, because we were just talking about 14-year-old girls like 2 minutes before that. So if he said 14 words, there would have been no confusion whatsoever.
About, well, when you have kids, you'll feel differently. Dude. Like, what do you think Hitler would think about you, bro? And I'm not saying that for any reason other than, like, I thought we all understood that we could have this ironic detachment. Like,
Revelator, you can call in on Saturday. Okay, we've already heard yours, so if you want to, since the other guy's not, we'll just wait. We'll wait till Saturday.
Big Dig sent $3. This dude Jake Shields sides with Muslims on everything but never calls out their PDF file. Prophet Hesed low IQ hypocrite. Don't die on this hill, LP.
I'm not dying on any hill. I know. I don't. Look, man. You're not going to get me to talk bad about Jake or Nick. Although Jake did something I don't like, and I'm going to mention that in this context. But I mean, I don't sit here and shit on people. I don't do that, whether it's Jake or Nick. So, having said that, Jake's not the smartest. He's not the brightest bulb. We all know that. This is the thing. If you're going to ally yourself with like a high profile MMA guy who is not the smartest guy, you have to be a little bit, be a little bit understanding that he's going to say some stupid shit now and then, and not ruin the whole thing by like jumping on him. I don't know if that makes sense, but like.
IBS sent $3. Nick is smart. Jake is dumb. LP has a Mensa card. Enough said.
The thing is like, if you're cool with somebody and you're like, oh, I love that guy, he's awesome, we love Jake, and then things go bad, and then you're like, this stupid motherfucking mongoloid has always been dumber than a rock. Guess what? You look fake. Guess what somebody with 3 IQ points more than you is thinking. They're thinking this person only cares about clout and has no integrity. So that's what I really don't like about these falling outs and these infightings, is when you start saying stuff like this guy's always been the most retarded mongoloid on the planet. It's like, oh, so you were just pretending to like him for a year, and now he sucks because he you know what I mean? So all of this stuff out in public is bad, and everybody should chill. People should try to like settle it between them if possible without doing it in public. Let the dumbest among us represent us. LP probably. It's not about...
If he was a Christian, find one source that shows he attended church more than once or twice after 1918 and professed his faith publicly after coming to power.
But they did all the time. It was in the Nazi Party program that Christianity was the official religion of Germany, and that they had no intention of ever replacing Christianity. That was in the party program. If you just watch the documentary, because the thing is people cherry pick these little things, and they're very compelling arguments if you don't know the other side. But if you look at all the pro-Christianity stuff that Hitler did, you're like, oh, this guy he's not some like... I mean, he had some weird ideas. They believed Jesus was Aryan. They believed Jesus wasn't a Jew. So I'm not saying he was like the best Christian, But he was a man of God. I do believe that, and he was a spiritual man of faith. I believe that for real, based off of what I've seen.
This, we could have a mature view of Hitler, and we can sort of have an admiration for how he rebuilt the German state, while also being conscious of the fact that he did commit atrocities, although they were embellished for political purposes. Like, I thought we could have a mature understanding. No, they're not capable of this. They're not capable. For them, it's either Hitler was the devil or he's Jesus.
He lived in Judea, but what, he wasn't descended from Judah, though? News to me.
For them, it's all or nothing. In their story, no, it's just reversed. Hitler's the good guy, and the world started when, I don't even know. Like, you ask these people, what happened in the 20th century? They would tell you, well, first the Jews got us into World War I, then the Jews got us into World War II, then they killed Kennedy, then they did 9/11, and then they killed Charlie Kirk. Like, if you asked any of these people, write U.S. history out from start to finish, that's what it would be for them. Couldn't tell you about anything else. So, yeah, it's just getting really irritating. And I'm just about done. I've had it with that. I really, you want to do your podcast and bring the same people on to talk about to give the same speech that you've been giving for 3 years. Knock yourself the fuck out.
That's a good. Does Robert Sepper? What is the Robert Sepper take on Jesus? I don't think Robert Sepper is a Christian, though, is he? I don't think he is.
You want to do another?
Which is like, if you don't even start there, then you know what I mean. If you're not of the opinion that Jesus was real and the Son of God, then I'm not really that interested in what ethnicity you think he was.
The podcast where you say Jews are killing kids, that's a genocide in Palestine, blah blah. Okay, knock yourself out. We've heard it. We've been there, done that. Like I said, same people, same message, same speech. Go right ahead. I'm actually interested in critical thinking and a political movement. You want a virtue signal and post platitudes, and I'll bet you 2 bits, you won't even be here in 5 years. I'd bet you $1 million. These people won't even be here in 5 years. When it becomes unpopular again, they'll be on to something else. Load of shit.
Jesus was not a Jew in all caps. Got it.
That we're getting from them. I've held my tongue long enough. I've had enough. I should be humiliated and apologize. Apologize to fucking who? You? Why am I apologizing to you? Apologize. Blow it out your ass. Fucking apologize. To who? Selling a shirt? You're selling a shirt that resembles a shirt that a bad guy wore. Now apologize to who? Liberals? You? Women? Fuck off. You should be humiliated and embarrassed. Think I'm embarrassed? Fuck you.
Did Jake actually tell him to apologize for the Epstein shit? That's kind of lame. See, I admittedly, I don't know every little piece of what's been said, but I do kind of stand by my overall assessment that this is like an unnecessary controversy that could have just been avoided by not going down the whole Epstein wasn't a pedophile road. Again, it's not right. So this is the guy. This is the guy was saying, "Oh, so you don't care about truth, LP? You don't value truth." I do value truth, but getting on your blowhorn and saying Epstein wasn't a pedophile because the youngest girl was 14 is not a truth that is going to serve you. Does that make sense? Do you understand that? You understand it's not pedophilia if you bang 14-year-olds. What I'm trying to explain is that a normal person doesn't care if that's technically true. They just think you're a freak. And you don't have to say it. Something can be true, and you can know it's true, and you can just not say it.
You should be embarrassed for the shit you post.
Epstein was a pedophile. pedophile. Actually, the youngest girl was 14, so not technically a pedophile. You can just not do that part. You can just let.
Boomer Slayer sent $20. Yes, I meant 14 words. Sorry for the confusion. Forgot I was behind a few minutes, lol.
Thank you for the 20, man. All good. Appreciate the support. Thank you very much. And yes, 14 words. 1488. Heil Hitler. Ironically, don't ban me, YouTube. You know, you can just let people call Epstein a pedophile. You can just let them do that. It might be better for everyone if we just let people call Epstein a pedophile.
Every day. It's retarded. Fucking retarded. Try posting something without a spelling error. Try learning English. I should be embarrassed.
Sent $3. Don't you think it's better to weed out these dummies like Jake? Imagine being a Jew and knowing some dude with 𝐒𝐲𝐸 on your team and defending your position.
Not really. No. You just gotta let people do what they're good at. Jake has things that he's good at, and you know, he has like a man card as a UFC fighter that a lot of the Groypers don't have, and he's popular. You know, he has like a kind of cash. He has the social cash that only comes with doing things in the real world, not the internet. So I think Jake is a valuable ally. And I also think he's a good guy, which is like the most important thing. You got to keep in mind, like, you can call him stupid till you're blue in the face. And again, that may be true. He's maybe not the brightest guy, but this all started because he was like, I don't think we should joke about pedophiles. Like, he's not a bad guy. So when you have guys like that who they bring a lot to the table, but they also are maybe not the smartest. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to try to work with guys like that and be like, you know, hey, Jake, you know, try to help them out. Try to help them not make mistakes, basically, like sucking up to Muslims too hard or whatever it may be. Also, yeah, Jake has a lot to lose. Like it's actually, you know, it's a bad look. You know what's a bad look is when somebody like Jake, who has a little bit of status, they put their ass on the line to be a JQer and to do like Holocaust revision debates on their podcast and stuff, and they bring on all these people like the Patriot Front. What's his name? I can't remember his name right now. Like he goes out, he talks to all these people. He talks to Nick, right? All these people. And then the second he says something you don't like, you're like, fuck this guy. It's like, yeah, Thomas Russo. I don't think other people, you're not encouraging other people, you know what I mean, to put it on the line. If they're going to get shunned out of polite society and then also rejected by the rest of the right-wing crazies the second they step out of line or do, you know what I mean? So I'm not taking Jake's side on this. I think he's spurging out way more than he needs to be. But I also understand that this is what happens when the Groypers go at you. The Groypers, they're prone to making people spurg out with their antagonists. They're very antagonistic, and that antagonism will make people spurg out. So I'm not taking sides. It's just kind of a mess. And the whole thing is like an avoidable mess as far as I'm concerned.
Learn English, bro. This is barely literate. Every post, me no like Jews. Me like Hitler. You should be fucking embarrassed. You should take a fucking English course before you come back on the timeline and tell me I should be embarrassed and I should apologize with that. It's fucking enough already. And here's what I'm pissed off. This guy, you know, Every week, this is happening. Talking shit on the timeline. I say, hey, bro, what's up? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. Blah, blah. Okay, man.
Yeah, somebody in the chat said Jake has called Nick and was calling Nick a neocon or whatever. And yeah, you know, just, look, man, Jake has some dumb takes. Jake was saying, well, he was saying, why do white nationalists support like what this white woman getting murdered by ICE, or you know what I mean? And Dan Bilzerian too. And I did briefly mention like that was like a stupid take on the show, but again, it's just like I just try not to like shit all over guys who are on our side every time they step out of line a little bit. But putting that aside, if Jake was like repeatedly antagonizing Nick over and over, then yeah, it's understandable you'd lose your patience with that. This is the problem. This is why, like, though, this is why I have a general policy of like really trying to be civil with people and to just ignore stuff. Like, okay, so Nick is saying, you know, he wants to like get rid of Maduro or whatever. It's like maybe you don't agree with that, but you don't have to like call him a neocon. You know what I mean? You don't have to be rude about it. You guys know me, I critique Nick frequently. I've critiqued Nick a lot, but I always try to do it in a civil way. And if more people were like that, we'd all be able to get along better.
It's all good. Again, oh, Nick is Israel first, blah, blah. Hey, Jake, what the fuck is up with this? Oh, sorry, dude, I should have texted you, blah. Hey, man, it's all good, whatever.
Great take, Jake and Dan. Look at this fucking idiot. Can you believe this moron? See, what you do, respect the people who have clout and shit on the nobodies in chat. That's how the pros do it. That's so, you know, by the way, 𝐒𝐲𝐿 Frequency, he showed up and he responded again. Okay, so if you missed yesterday's show, 𝐒𝐲𝐿 Frequency messaged me and he's like, so the Epsteins were running 4chan total, and right wing is all like a psyop, totally cucked ideology or whatever. And I was like, isn't that a reason to be anti-Semitic though? He came back like 30 hours later and he was like, no, because most Jews aren't Zionists. And I read that and I was like, what the fuck? And then I immediately like went to Grok and I was like, hey Grok, what percentage of Jews globally support or like are Zionists? And Grok was like about 90%. I went back to him and I was like, my nigga in degeneracy, where are you getting this from? And then he was like, okay, but don't you think it's weird that there's like a brown Gestapo murdering white people in the street? Just a total pivot to that. And I do think it's unfortunate that there are brown people in America. Yes. But those white people were acting like the world's biggest retards. Those were like the most preventable deaths. Those were like the most Darwin Award deaths. Alex Pretty's was a little bit more unlucky.
$5. We just got a half Hail Mary play with the Epstein stuff and everyone is focused on intra-warfare.
Yes.
I'm so sad. This is why Jays win.
Thank you. That's a very good point. Yesterday I was talking about how happy I was. And now it's like, and this is what we're doing. We should be doing victory laps right now. We should be doing victory. We should be memeing the goyim, that word, nonstop. Everybody should be saying goyim in abundance. People should be starting a ska band called Goyim in Abundance, not whatever this is. Anyway, those you know, Alex Pretty was a little bit more unlucky than Renee Good. She was a little unlucky. He was a little bit more unlucky, but ultimately they were both absolute retards.
I mean, literally the other day, I think yesterday, I texted Jake. I said, so we going to do this every month now? He goes, you're right. I shouldn't have said that. That was dumb. I shouldn't have told you to apologize, blah, blah, blah. I said, hey, I know you don't mean any harm. I don't hold a grudge. It's fine. Today, all day. Dude, like, you know, you just shouldn't be in this. Clearly you have no discipline. You have no self-control. I thought I had no self-control. That's next level. Clearly you have no control over your actions. You know, maybe you should just stick to something else. Like, seriously. How are we going to have a movement no one can disagree? Everybody has to think the same thing. Everybody has to. I mean, it's getting really.
This is the. I agree. So I agree with Nick here. People have to be able to disagree, and it doesn't turn into name calling and all this sort of like, he's a wall kisser. He's gay. He's Jewish. This and that. Anyway, don't hold your breath because it's always been like this, and it seems like it always will be like this.
No, we can make...
I don't play saxophone, bro. I play trumpet. Or I used to play trumpet.
Holocaust jokes. That's really funny and edgy, but you can't joke about that. It's getting really suffocating. People telling me, hey, you're not on the team if you don't believe this. You're not on the team if you don't agree with this. ICE sucks. Hands off Venezuela. Hands off Greenland. The Jews killed Charlie Kirk. That's not funny. You need to apologize.
Rises sent $3. Nick drops text conversation with Jake.
I assume this is just going to be a repeat of what he was just saying of how Jake needs to stop calling him out or whatever. Are you bipolar or something? We going to do this? Yeah, he was just saying this on the show. Who do I need to apologize to for making jokes about Epstein, and apologize for what? Hurt feelings you're offended on behalf of the victims have gone totally insane. Uh-oh, typo. You lose. Groiper thought Jake was dumb for doing typos. Well, little bit hypocritical when Nick has a whole word missing. Anyway. You make Holocaust jokes every single day. How is that any different? Do you think nobody was murdered or tortured by the Nazis? Honestly, I do think, I've already explained this, but I do think one is better. I think it's better to joke about Hitler than it is to joke about Epstein, but I won't repeat that whole spiel. You defend Hamas which murdered, at the end of the day, joke about whatever you want. Again, I'm not going to tell people you shouldn't do that, but if you're asking me my opinion, that's what it is. You defend Hamas, which murdered and kidnapped people and uses a suicide bombing as a tactic. Hitler's regime killed millions of people. Epstein groomed girls into sex. If you want to be the police for making jokes, then you have to be consistent. Jake says, saying you need to apologize was retarded, but also wearing the shirt isn't a good look. I get it's a joke, but at least Hitler is cool. Hard to argue with that part. I don't know. The whole Epstein is cool thing kind of really fell apart once we heard him on camera talking, didn't it? The guy had way more aura when he was just in pictures, and then you hear him talk and he sounds like Woody Allen. As soon as I said that, I regretted it and almost called, but figured no point. Like I said, I think it's stupid to wear the shirt, but saying you should apologize is totally hypocritical because I very rarely apologize. I get why you wore it, but I think it's a big miss, especially with all the shit coming out. But you are also saying we are retarded for going on Upschooled. Upscrolled. I made an account on Upscrolled just to protect my handle because some retard is pretending to be me on Blue Sky, or they were. I assume they've probably gotten bored by now. We should want an app that is free speech. Also, this is no excuse because I'm dumb for doing it, but I tried ketamine. No, Nick, no. Why are you sharing this? I tried ketamine right before Sneeko called and was an idiot. I text Sneeko right after, but it was live. So, oh no. What are we doing, guys? He can't take it down. I've talked shit on you twice, yet I still do respect you for all you have done. I don't know what to say because if I was you, I would be mad at me. I never called you retarded. I just said upscrolled is garbage and people were shilling it. I wasn't talking about you. There are people being paid to post about it 100 times per day like that Palestinian kid, but I don't know why you are piling on. Everyone is already attacking me and you're saying I should be humiliated and apologize. You are right. And honestly, ask Sneeko. I text him right after, but it was live. So why after this conversation did Jake suddenly start calling Nick gay and asking groypers? Like, what happened? Was it just Jake Shields like replying to a groyper about their Epstein tweet or like what happened even? I don't get it. Anyway. Ketamine. It's like Roseanne Barr taking Ambien.
It's like, okay, man, I'm out. You know, you want to have...
I don't, yeah, I'm kind of on Nick's side. If I have to take a side, I'm going to take Nick's side because I don't know after reading that text conversation, I don't know why Jake would then go out and start shit again. I would have to hear his reason of what caused him to start kicking up shit again. Because it just doesn't make any sense.
Have this purity spiraling movement. Hey, good luck. Lots of luck. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Let's see where you...
Ketamine, the old K-hole. I never did ketamine. I remember like back in my raving days, there was people messing with that, but I heard it was dangerous. And I was always like, you know, even as a recreational drug user who tried smoking crack and meth and stuff like that, I was always kind of careful. I was always kind of like, you know, I'm here for a good time. I'm not here to get hooked and ruin my life. So I never did try ketamine.
You are in 5 years. The Fight Back podcast. Hey, good luck, buddy. You do it your way. I have no...
Oh, okay. So that I get. So that's what. Okay. So or no, the Sneeko thing was before the conversation because they talked about the Sneeko thing. So I just don't understand what happened after that text conversation. Like it's like okay, we talked about it, all right, we're bearing it, and then you go out and you start calling him gay. Why? What? Why did Jake do that?
No enemies, okay? No grudges. I'm not coming after you. But I'm not coming on your podcast. I'm done with that. You go your way, I'll go.
Come on my podcast, Nick. At least Jake can get a text back.
Mine. You try it your way, I'll try it my way. You go and run for Congress. God help us. The day that Jake Shields is in Congress. You even know what Congress is or does? For fuck's sake. I'm thinking about running for Congress. Bro, you don't know anything. So, hey, knock yourself out. Try and run. And you have it your way. Okay, pal? I'll do it. You know, you don't like my methods. You don't understand it. Good news. You don't need to understand it. It's a free country. Knock yourself out. You do it your way. I'll do it my way. Always have. It's been like this for 10 years. You just get goofy people and, There's just no like respect. I've been doing this for my whole life. I know more than you. More successful at this than you. You don't have to agree with me, but this like now everybody wants to attack my credibility. You need to apologize. Where do you get off? I need to apologize like you're my mother. For fuck's sake. You know, people say I burn every bridge. I don't like being treated this way. You know? I've paid a steep price to have editorial freedom on my show. I paid a steep price to be able to say whatever I want. I'm not going to be cowed by numbskulls. You know, these cocksuckers think like, you know, they're going to shame it. Nick said this on Twitter. Hey, fuckface, Twitter ain't real life. Okay, tweet more crap about me like I care. It's totally, you know.
Real.
Oh, no, don't tweet
I mean, that's the
anything bad
thing.
about me.
Like, that's the thing. I agree with that. And like, Jake just isn't smart enough to know, like, okay, Nick is making jokes. I don't like them. Ignore it. That's what I did. Just ignore it. You don't got to comment on every little thing. People be tweeting too much. It's part of the problem. People feel like they got to address everything. Every little thought that goes through their head has to be put out on Twitter now.
I need to be liked by this.
Don't see something you don't like. You can just ignore it. You can just not say anything.
This island of misfit toys. Get a life.
People need to work on their tactical ignoring. I'm trying to think of a different word than ignoring, but anyway, right? Jake can ignore Nick's Epstein jokes. Nick can ignore people calling Epstein a pedophile. We can all tactically ignore certain things and life will just be easier for everybody. Jake, okay, I said Jake did something I really don't like, and here it is. I saw this. Jake said, I've already had an extremely successful career and do the podcast as a hobby. I've been nothing but respectful to Nick and got him on big podcasts when nobody would touch him. I haven't ignored him being as homosexual. You all know this is true, but apparently he wants war with me. I wonder this thing about getting him on the big podcast, if that's true. Like, did Jake get Nick on the PBD? What was the first big podcast Nick did? He did Candace and PBD. Those were like two of the early ones that happened before Tucker and stuff like that. I don't know. Timeline's getting a little hazy, but anyway. Anastasia Lupus says he's not a homosexual. You just don't understand him at all. Jake says, I know things that I'm not sure I'll share, but we all know this is true, including you. We all knew we just liked what he was saying. So I hate this kind of shit, man. This is like Milo Yiannopoulos tier. Oh, he was on Fresh and Fit before Jake Shields was even in the scene, man. He was debating Destiny on Fresh and Fit like 3 years ago or something. Was it Bradley Martin? That would kind of make sense that Jake Shields would know Bradley Martin. Maybe it was that one. I do not like it when you're like, I can prove something really bad about somebody, but I'm not going to. When you say stuff like that, that really pisses me off. Yes, very Milo coded. Very like, trust me, if you've seen what I've seen, you would know he's gay. I hate when people do that on principle. It's like, put up or shut up. So there's that. Tried ketamine. Dude, not even once. And Jake said, I think Nick Fuentes is an extremely talented speaker and helped wake up thousands of people when it was truly unpopular. I will always hold massive respect for what done, but as a friend, he's been nothing but two-faced, untrustworthy, and disloyal, so fuck him. Good grief. Funny thing about Nick is he's so divisive that it's like you really can go either way. Like you can be pro Nick and lots of people will be happy about that, and you can be like anti Nick and lots of people will be happy about that. That applies to like most people at it once they get to a certain size, but I guess with Nick it's just a little more true. Like the people who like him really like him, and the people who hate him really hate him. Yeah, I don't think Nick is gay for the record, although I'm somewhat agnostic on, you know, who knows? Who knows what goes on in the hearts and minds of men? The entire argument against this whole thing summed up in these 10 seconds.
Think of Birmingham Cathedral. It's shit. But it's a nice place to smoke weed. It's not my ancestors. I don't know whose ancestors those are.
It's not your ancestors, no.
It's not.
No.
Wow.
What?
Man. Do you know, what do you think of, what's the
What do you think of Birmingham Cathedral?
What do you think of Birmingham Cathedral? It's shit. It's a nice place to smoke weed.
It's shit. But it's a nice place to smoke weed.
Do you know the worst part is that Hitler would have made this guy a second-class citizen? Can you believe that? Look, I like what Hitler did for the economy, but making this guy a second-class citizen? No, I'm sorry. Let's not forget the bad things Hitler did. Can we also remember the bad things that he did? Like taking guys like this and crushing him under his boot? Please, Hitler, if you can hear us, save us, please. White births now make up an absolute minority in America.
For the first time, minority births now make up the majority nationwide.
White births in the U.S. have fallen below 50% for the first time ever. Dr. Amos Grunebaum calls it a historic milestone.
Among Hispanic women, they have children usually at an earlier age, and they have
Titan
more
Titan
children
sent $5 on Rumble. Why do they all have those bug eyes? To see further?
Yeah, prey eyes from running from the lion, as Jeffrey Epstein so articulately explained. Somebody said something, but I forget.
White women have.
Dude, if you, go hang out at an elementary school and look at the kids. Here's some good advice. You want to know where we're at in America? Go find like a preschool and hang out and do a head count. No, I'm joking, but like it's brown everywhere you go. People don't really realize how bad it is because people like look at the census and they look at the percentage, but the percentage of white people in America is old. You have to look at it through the age lens. And it's not pretty, man. It is not pretty. Anna Kasparian, do we really want to be allies with a country that kidnaps young girls for rape just so they can have dirt on American politicians and control our foreign policy?
I think we need to take a step back and look at the bigger picture here, which is what was really going on with Epstein? Because Epstein was more than just a serial pedophile and a pervert. He was an incredibly powerful man who was, by the way, in multiple instances in the files that were just released, talking about his work for Mossad, talking about his work for the Rothschilds. I mean, it just goes on and on. And so can we discuss the blackmail operation that was taking place and which government that's a special ally of the United States put him up to it? And do we really want to be allies with a country that kidnaps young girls for rape just so they can have dirt on American politicians and control our foreign policy. That's the bigger underlying issue here that no one's talking about.
See, not to beat a dead horse, but this is how we should be talking about Epstein. I'm low IQ. Apparently it's better if you just talk about how cool he looked. Apparently that's bad. I don't know. I'm too stupid. I think this is just the correct approach, what Anna's doing here. I know it's boring. I know it's nothing new. I know it's the same thing people have been saying about Epstein for years and years, but I kind of feel like it makes sense to me. Anyway, we don't need to beat a dead horse. Let's move on. Ambassador Mike Huckabee acknowledges that Jews spit on Christians in Israel, but insists that the government is actually opposed to it.
I want us to work toward a more unified Christian voice. Now, that doesn't mean we're going to agree on everything. We don't agree on modes of baptism or doctrine of various things. Interestingly, some of those churches that all supposedly, and interestingly, there were no names on that letter, which I thought was a bit different. They don't all agree on a host of doctrinal issues. But they said in the letter, we're speaking and we're the only ones who can speak for Christians in the Holy Land. I found that a little bit challenging because I'm thinking, you know, I'm a part of a free church tradition as an evangelical. We believe in the priesthood of the believer, the autonomy of the local church. We don't think that our church government model is one that comes top down. It's really bottom up. And therefore, since there are so many of us around the world and we are Christian Zionists unapologetically, it simply means that we are followers of Jesus. That makes us Christian. Zionist means we believe that there is a historical, biblical, and even geopolitical right of Jewish people to live in the land that goes all the way back 3,800 years to Abraham. It's as simple as that. So this shouldn't be that controversial. People,
well, you're wrong.
Don't have to agree with us on that, but that's what we believe, and there's a good case for it.
They said it was harmful to the actual Christians on the ground here. I mean, I'm not saying everything is perfect for Christians here. You have been outspoken about some challenges in the Israeli Ministry of Interior, and so you've been pretty outspoken about that. And there's been issues of you know, Christians being spat upon or even physically attacked in the old city. So I'm not saying that things are perfect here, but when you compare them to Syria or to Iraq or to Lebanon or other places, you'd have to say that Israel being here as a sovereign nation has protected Christians, and it's a thriving and growing Christian community, whereas a lot of the countries in the region, the numbers of Christians are going down.
Almost to the point of extinction in some of the places. Around the world, I wish people understood that whatever they think of Israel, Israel does.
Rosenberg and Huckabee. I can't listen to these two retarded Zionist boomers. Okay, last thing is, well, basically the last thing. ScottyFitness. You guys remember ScottyFitness? What is it? Oh, Sodomite Sam. Freedom of Information Act request has come in. I have the entirety of the official investigation into Scotty K Fitness, aka Matthew Kramer, from when he was a campus police officer for Tulsa Community College. Highlights are my own. So this was sort of hinted at. We saw that account, Mostly Peaceful Memes, when we were looking at this the other day. And he said, well, wouldn't it be crazy if all this stuff came out about what he did when he was a campus? Let's look. Let's see what's going on here. I have redacted the names of alleged victims as well as other police officers and police employees that are named, with the exception of this captain, his chief of police, and the officer conducting the investigation. I think we're just going to skip to the parts that are highlighted in red here. Let's see. Officer Kramer allegedly made inappropriate statements about a newscaster by saying he wanted to sticking it in her butt. Officer Kramer allegedly shared information about his past sexual experiences with his ex-girlfriend and spoke to TCC employees about his past relationships and cheating on his wife 35 times. Kramer was also on Facebook trying to find a female student that he had seen in the academic building that wasn't wearing a bra. So he saw a student as a campus police officer, and then he went to like stalk her on Facebook. Very specific. He saw a student that wasn't wearing a bra. Kramer allegedly spoke with a female student life employee about him starting an OnlyFans account for extra money and made an inappropriate statement about a female student that was walking about 25 feet in front of him. What is this? So this is like a complaint. Yeah, complaint. Police department official complaint. Kramer. It's the second time Lieutenant Harwood and I have worked together. We worked together at Creek Country. Kramer. I'm beginning to think that law enforcement may not be the field I need to work in, especially in light of today's climate. So do you want to get things out of my vehicle? I don't know why that's supposed to be highlighted. Eubanks. Young Officer Kramer came to us in September, has a lot of rough edges. Probably the biggest issue Kramer has is his inability to not talk. Many such cases. I've heard his fellow officers, his coworkers complain about some of the some of the comments he makes in their presence. The comments are off-color type comments that are not directed towards the officers, but directed towards faculty, staff, students. I'm not sure. They haven't been made in my presence, obviously, but it causes them concern, and they have voiced those concerns to Lieutenant. Lieutenant and I have talked about it and have been watching very closely and have been advising the officers if they see anything or if they have any faculty, staff, students, they are upset to the point they wish to make a complaint. Let us know, and we would field the inaudible due to BWC beeping. We would get it all documented. It's kind of off-colored towards female students or staff. Again, I'm not sure it's where Officer Kramer apparently sees somebody walking and while in the presence of another officer makes some kind of comment about that female. I think he definitely has potential as an officer. He has the physical tools, but he has the capability of being a good officer. If he would just focus his attention in a more professional manner. He's got a pretty big ego that has a lot to do with it. He doesn't need to go and try to impress people quite as much as he's doing right now. I think there's a lot of competition, not amongst the officers, but he's just trying to impress everybody around him. He is military oriented through his not career military, although he is not career military. He went to Thunderbird Youth Academy to complete his high school. He has an upbringing that was somewhat troubled. He's kind of a loner. This is me knowing my people. He got out of Thunderbird and he liked the military. He apparently signed up for the military. He was deployed 3 times, but as a contractor to combat zones. So he has a military frame of mind. I really think that if the chief with his military background could probably reach across and capture young Officer Kramer in the same manner that I've tried to capture him, and maybe coming from the chief's office might sink in. All it could do is not work. Officer Kramer does have an insubordination issue. He flashes attitude with his body language and sometimes with his voice, but he knows where the line is on the insubordination and he skirts the line a lot. He tests a lot. He won't test me quite as much as he tests Lieutenant. I think that has to do with some of his upbringing. Again, that's my perception. It might be a male-female deal. It held her ground and done a fine professional job maintaining her composure and documenting. Well, this is kind of boring, other than the cheating on his wife 35 times. Hold on. I'm not reading all that. There's a video. There's a short video where hopefully they go through this. He has issues with lurking and trying to eavesdrop on conversations. All right, this video. This is from a guy, Garrett Walker.
ScottyFitness. Here I am again. Or should I call you Mr. Safe Space? Or should I call you Matthew Kramer, That is your real name, right? Matthew Kramer from Tulsa. Why'd you change your name, Scotty? Does it have anything to do with any of the sexual assault allegations or...
Whoa! $100. Let's go out on this junior white win high note. Take note of the school, too. Also, it's the whole evening news, so you'll have to stop it after the first story.
Good evening. We begin with a survival story and an incredible act of bravery that's almost impossible to believe. A 13-year-old boy became his family's only hope after they were swept out to sea near Dunsborough.
He swam for hours to reach shore, then ran kilometres to raise the alarm. All the while, his family drifted in the dark water, not knowing if he'd made it.
Barely visible against the fury of the sea, a family is found by rescue crews after a 13-year-old boy's near impossible decision: leave them in order to save them.
I was really scared. I was just thinking in my head, like thinking I was going to make it through.
Stranded 4 kilometres off Quindalup near Dunsborough for more than 8 hours after rough seas swept them out while kayaking on Friday, Austin Appleby braved fading light and dangerous waves to get back to shore. His mum, 12-year-old brother and 8-year-old sister could only wait.
Because I knew he was the strongest and he could do it. I would have never went because I wouldn't have left the kids at sea, so I had to send somebody.
Austin knew it had to be him.
I was also thinking about like all my friends at school and friends at my Christian youth. And yeah, I just said, all right, not today, not today, not today. I have to keep on going.
As the sun began to disappear, so did his mum's hope.
My fear was that Austin didn't make it. And everything goes through your head as a mum.
But incredibly, the teen did. After swimming for 4 hours, he ran another 2 kilometres to call for help.
I thought they were dead. I had a lot of guilt in my heart. Because I thought, oh man, I wasn't fast enough.
2 hours later, they were spotted, clinging to a paddleboard.
Rescue 1, please confirm that you're aware to head to Quindalup boat ramp to return the people at risk.
It is pretty special when what I consider to be quite a difficult search comes good.
The whole family brought home safe.
I'm speechless at his efforts, but at the same time, I knew he could do it.
I can't be prouder to be his younger brother.
Later this week, the family will meet with their rescuers to thank them. They'll also get the chance to sit down with the West Coast Eagles, Austin's favourite footy team.
I have 3 babies.
Nice. Thank you for the big dono, Tristan Chase. Appreciate it very, very much. And W Kid. Yeah, where is Dad? You never know. You never know. It could be like a widow. You don't want to judge too much, but it's just like so many fatherless homes, man. It's like just you see that pattern everywhere you look. These stories on the news, it's always the mom. Always the mom.
Cat Respecter sent $5.
Thank you for the $5, Cat Respecter. I would like to offer you 5% as much gratitude as I just gave to Tristan Chase. No, we love you. It's all good.
For stalking
Thank
allegations.
you. Appreciate the support.
Or jobs that you had to resign from due to these allegations? Does it have anything to do with the time that you took a female jiu-jitsu instructor by the neck and held her on the ground, telling her how easy it would be for you to kill her? Or the time that you...
Based? You know what? The Scotty guy's kind of grown on me. No, that's fucked up, obviously, but there's just, there's something about women trying to teach judo. Just, you can kind of see where he was coming from.
Allegedly mentally and physically abused.
Wait, Kramer, is that a Jewish name? Is he Jewish? He's too jacked to be Jewish.
Your daughters, even the disabled one. Does it have anything to do with your history of being fired or forced to resign from jobs in companies due to sexual assault and inappropriate allegations? Now, of course, we've all heard this stuff and it's all been hearsay up until this point, but not anymore. Because here we have documents that were FOIA'd from Tulsa Community College Police Department. You did work there in June of 2021, right? Yeah, you did, Mr. Kramer. when you bragged about your relationship with your wife and cheating on her 35 times to the other employees.
His wife's super fat, by the way. We've already covered that part.
I believe that that would be considered sexual harassment, wouldn't it? Also, why are you bragging about cheating on your wife 35 times? Is that very inclusive? Is that something that you would do in a safe space? Now, it's been a long time since I've worked a corporate job where I had to do sexual harassment training, but I think that mentioning to a student on the campus that you were thinking about starting an OnlyFans would also be considered sexual harassment, or at least wildly inappropriate. Why are you informing students that are anywhere from 18 to 21 years old about sexual exploits that you might be doing for money? Why are you making inappropriate comments about students that you see 25 feet in front of you? Why are you searching Facebook diligently to try and find a female student on Facebook that you saw reportedly walking on campus without a bra on?
The funny thing is he must have told somebody he did that, because how else would that be? He must have said to somebody, I saw a girl not wearing a bra and I went on Facebook to try to find her. So it's like, not only did he do that, but he was like, he thought he should tell somebody about it.
Is that something that's very inclusive? Is that something you would do in a safe space, Matthew? Or should I call you Scotty now? I'm kind of confused. Which one is your real name? Now, this is the only FOIA document that we've received back from one of your ex-employers. However, the stories that we hear of you getting into these kinds of situations and then resigning from employment are starting to add up. Now, why do you do that? Why do you choose to work at these places? Would it be because you can resign during the internal investigation, knowing that the investigation will end as soon as you leave and no criminal charges will be pressed? Because that's what happened here. You quit mid-interview when you were being pressed about your inappropriate behavior. You immediately left, and therefore the investigation ended. Is that why you left the fire department? Is that why you left your job as a police officer? The people want answers, Scotty.
I'm kind of good, to be honest. I'm kind of over ScottyFitness, but, you know, whatever. Gay judge facing 20 years in prison after allegedly handcuffing attorney, restraining her in jury box. So what's the story here? Judge Rosie Speedlin-Gonzalez. Speedlin-Gonzalez? Come on. Speedy Gonzalez? That's not a real name. Facing charges of unlawful restraint and official oppression. That's a crime. Texas Penal Code. Where a public servant abuses their authority to knowingly, intentionally, and unlawfully mistreat, detain, search, or harass individuals under color of law. Damn. That's kind of like a hard crime. That's like, what are you in for? Official oppression. I officially oppressed someone. This kind of sounds kind of hard. Gonzalez previously paid a civil penalty in 2022 after TSA agents found a loaded handgun in her carry-on bag at the San Antonio airport. She also fought a 4-year legal battle over her right to display a rainbow flag in her courtroom. So what do you think she handcuffed the lawyer for? Is this like some kind of weird domestic abuse lesbian situation?
New details tonight show what happened inside a Bexar County courtroom before a judge ordered a defense attorney handcuffed. It happened more than a year ago, but Judge Rosie Speedlin-Gonzalez was just arrested this week following an indictment. Our Alicia Neaves has obtained the court transcript and breaks down what unfolded. Alicia?
Isis, this all happened in less than 10 minutes during a probation hearing in December 2024, and the newly released transcript shows how quickly it escalated.
Began as a routine probation hearing. A defendant accused of violating probation admitted he failed to check in with his probation officer. His attorney, Elizabeth Russell, then asked to correct the record. According to the court transcript, that request triggered a heated exchange with the judge, Rosie Spiedling-Gonzalez. Attorneys are not allowed to coach answers to their clients, the judge said. As Russell objected to how the record was being described, Judge Spiedling-Gonzalez warned the discussion was over, saying, quote, "Your argumentative ways are not going to work today. Stop or I'll hold you in contempt." The back and forth continued, with the judge asserting control of the courtroom. Moments later, the transcript shows Judge Spiedling-Gonzalez directing the bailiff to detain the attorney, saying, "Put her in the box." Just 8 minutes into the hearing, Russell was placed in handcuffs. The transcript shows she repeatedly asked for a contempt hearing and for a judicial supervisor to be contacted. The judge responded, "I can hold you in contempt, Miss Russell. Are you going to behave professionally or aren't you?" After Russell replied,
Damn.
"I will," the
Typical
judge ordered the
lesbo.
handcuffs removed. But the confrontation didn't end there. The transcript shows continued accusations, claims of bias, and threats of grievances from both sides before the judge moved to end the hearing.
Dude, this just highlights once again, whenever you hear these stories, your number one takeaway should always be, I should avoid court as much as humanly possible, you know? You see people, you're like, oh, I should sue that guy, or I don't care if he sues me, or this or that, or see you in court or whatever. It's like, dude, some of these judges are just crazy, and you don't want to roll the die. If you can help it, you do not want to roll the die with some psycho judge. They let brown women be judges now, dog. Think about that before you get sucked into a courtroom.
Early. Now, more than a year later, a grand jury indicted Spiedling-Gonzalez on charges of unlawful restraint and official oppression, accusing her of illegally detaining the attorney while acting in her official role.
That kid from the Australian story who like saved his family from the flood, he'd be a better judge. We could put that kid on the bench and he would be a better judge than this woman.
Spiedling-Gonzalez posted a $20,000 bond and was released.
Don't
the
ask
State
about
Commission
the
on
lawsuit.
Judicial Conduct could still review this case, so we reached out to see if they plan to, and we are waiting to hear back. The judge.
Okay. I think we're done here. What is this? Woman breaks down in tears and goes off on black kids, saying they aren't being raised right and have no morals after allegedly witnessing them kick a mother duck to death.
I cannot fucking believe.
I guess she wasn't available to play Helen of Troy. I heard Christopher Nolan tried to get this woman to play Helen of Troy, but she wasn't available, so they had to go with, what's her name? Lugiarga Nupedia. You get she's very beautiful is what I'm saying. She's a very attractive lady.
That I just passed by and saw these damn kids in the black neighborhood kick a duck so hard that she died. And now the baby ducklings is left without their mother. When you go to these white neighborhoods and Spanish neighborhoods, their children, they nurture those animals when they see them ducks and
So
dogs
real.
and whatever.
Yeah. Bryson Gray blocked me because he was like, why do white people like animals so much or whatever? I was like, it's a white thing. Look, we made up later, but everybody knows this. White people I've literally seen birds, hummingbirds, land on a white bitch's shoulder and stuff you know what I mean? Birds will just straight up come and land on a
Anonymous
white
sent
woman.
$3. Look at how morally superior these liberals are. Scotty is a bad boy. Amazing. These freaks have narcissistic personality disorder.
Yeah. Yeah. Many such cases. That was part of how my early red pilling days was realizing, because I knew people like that. I knew people who were outspoken about social issues, but they were not, but I knew what they did in their private lives. Stealing from their roommates, stealing from charity, shit like that. And it was kind of like that was how I started, 15 years ago to, is that Wang Af faceless guy on Cozy? What's up, man? I liked your video. We watched your video the other day. I don't know if that's the same guy, but what up?
Mother. When you go to these white neighborhoods and Spanish neighborhoods, their children, they nurture those animals when they see them ducks and dogs and whatever. But not in the black fucking neighborhood. In some of the black neighborhoods, y'all kids are so fucking vicious. And you teach them no fucking morals.
And it's also a very red-pilling thing about race when you see the kind of group behavior that different races will, you're like, okay, what the fuck? Because it's like, yeah, you can find the odd crazy white guy who will like kill a cat or whatever, like that Luke Magnotta guy or whatever. But like I remember, like one of the most red-pilling stories when I started making videos about race was that there was a story of like an Asian woman who got murdered and gang raped by it was like a group of like 12 teens who were like 13-year-old. I wonder if I can pull that up. It's such an insane story. Asian woman gang raped park. 12 teens. It was like 12 or 13 of them. It's an old story in America. American. Anyway, I think this is it. 2020. Racially motivated, raped and murdered by 2 black. Oh, is it only 2? I could have sworn there was one where it was like a dozen kids. Anyway, you see that with the grooming gangs and stuff like that. So you get the idea.
Nothing. Then you wonder why every fucking nation hates when black people move in their fucking neighborhood. Black people need to be fucking better. In some of our neighborhoods, we're dirty and we're fucking up the neighborhood and throwing trash and we're vicious and we're angry and we're destroying it and we're hurting animals and shit. Then you have nerve to say
the Facebook notification. Yeah, you almost feel bad for the decent black people. I don't know if she's one, but it would suck. It would suck to be like a good, high IQ, law-abiding, well-ordered citizen, but you're just part of a group with a terrible rep. Can't relate because white people rule, but it must suck for people like that. Okay, anyway. That's going to be the show for today. Thank you for watching, everybody. Shout out to Tristan Chase for the big dono. Also, shout out to Titan for yesterday's big dono. I forgot to thank him at the end of the show. You guys enjoy your day. The project report tomorrow at 4:15. I'm going to get the placeholder, whatever, up on YouTube later today. That'll be with Sarah Setke or Stock. Not sure what her new name is. And Kai Schwemmer. So hopefully that'll be good. You guys have a good one. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace out.